Okay, guys, so I realize I'm a day late and $1 short on this, but WWE had some releases yesterday, and it's the biggest day I've seen as far as talent releases in a long time. The big one for me is on the screen. Rusev coming in, I always thought was going to be a future WWE champion, and it just never panned out. Don't know why. Rusev was extremely over 2 years ago with this whole Rusev Day thing, and they just buried him because he got over on his own. I don't think it's right. I think Rusev should have been the first ever Bulgarian WWE champ. That one surprised me some. I do also realize that, guys like Mike Chioda was released, longtime referee. He's refereed a lot of big matches. No Way Jose was a guy who had a lot of talent coming in, and WWE has since done nothing with him. Eric Rowan, I was surprised about because, Rowan's kind of been involved in some storylines where he's kind of tried to um, go over. And even last year, he was involved in a high profile storyline with Roman Reigns. Uh, I see him joining the Dark Order with Brody Lee and AEW. Um, and a lot of these guys, I don't know if it's permanent because of this virus or if it's temporarily. But one that broke my heart was Drake Maverick, especially his speech. If you haven't seen his speech, check it out. His speech was absolutely heart-wrenching. But from what I gather, they're still going to, even though Drake Maverick has been released, they're still going to allow him to be in the interim cruiserweight tournament. From what I gather, he's probably going to lose the matches, though, because of him being released. Deonna Purrazzo was another one that's kind of slipped under the cracks. For those of y'all that did not know, she got released from an NXT contract. The Good Brothers, Anderson and Gallows. Surprising to me, they were at WrestleMania, and now they're released. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, DOC, were an underrated tag team, in my opinion. They were one of my favorites, as well as the Revival. And the Revival just weren't treated like they were supposed to. Neither were the OC. The OC were kind of just his lackey, AJ Styles' lackey. Kurt Angle being released. I have mixed feelings about it because Angle's last match was last year at WrestleMania, but he still got released this year. It came as a bit of a shock to me, as did Finley, Shane Helms, who, ironically, is funny. Hurricane Helms went to high school with my mom. He went to Eastway High School, so he went to high school with my mom, which is pretty cool. But Fit Finley, Lance Storm, so it's weird seeing that. Seeing a guy like Angle get released, even though he's not really wrestling anymore. Which is cool. EC3. God, you talk about a guy with wasted potential. He comes into WWE as Derek Bateman. Comes in as Derek Bateman. Goes to Impact and is Impact World Champion as Ethan Carter III. And the guy's incredible in the ring. Absolutely great. And then at one time I think he was a mute in WWE. His character was not used right. His character was not used right. Heath Slater, another guy. He's got kids, so I wonder what he's going to do. Part of me, just to see the internet trolls, wanted a 3-B triple threat match for the WWE title. Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal, and Drew McIntyre. I wanted a 3-B reunion just for shits and gigs. But Jinder Mahal is another guy we haven't seen. So why has he not been released? I don't know. But Slater, another guy who had a lot of talent. He was, if you remember, he was on the original NXT back when it was a game show. And he's been with the company ever since. And he's just been released. Another guy, Hawkins and Ryder. Tag champs last year. Hawkins ended his 200-something losing streak. Those are a little bit surprising to me because I remember when they came in as the Edgeheads in late 2007, and they were the Major Brothers. They had actually won the tag titles as the Major Brothers, and then had changed their names to Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. And Zack Ryder was in NXT for a while with the one-legged pants. Uh, and then I remember Zack Ryder had his YouTube show, Z, True Long Island Story, where he got over, and he essentially got punished for getting over. He got punished because he got over, and he ended up winning the United States title from Ziggler. You know, he won the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 32. Granted, it was a one-day title reign, but Zack Ryder has a good resume. I mean, other than Kurt Angle and potentially maybe the Good Brothers or the OC, other than Kurt Angle, Zack Ryder was a guy who had a pretty decent resume. Tag champ, United States champ, Intercontinental champ. I mean, hell, all he's missing is a WWE champ, and he's a Grand Slam champ. But, you know, it's surprising to me, you know, that a couple of these guys have been released and you still got other guys that have a job. You know, I expect more releases, but I heard the WWE saved $5 million releasing these guys, which is good for them. But I also feel like if this pandemic would not have happened, all of these people would still have their job. And the thing about Rusev is he just gave like 20 grand to a WWE producer that wasn't making any money. And now he's out of a job as well. I think it just sucks, you know, that all of these people are losing their jobs because of this pandemic. And I wish the best for all of these superstars. I hope they, I'm also missing out on Mike and Maria Kanellis. But I hope, if I missed out on anybody, I just hope that all of the superstars get the proper jobs that they're supposed to. Whether that be them training, whether that be them training and coming back to WWE or them plying their craft somewhere else. You know, I just hope that they can get somewhere where they're appreciated, and somewhere where they can work hard and get back on their feet. But anyway, guys, hope y'all enjoyed this video. That was my thoughts on WWE's releases. Anyway, peace. Your boy Killer Cam is out.